Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary Owen with the Get Some podcast. Listen, this is day... I'm losing track of the days. I literally wake up every morning and I do this little thing on my Snapchat and my Instagram story where I flip a calendar that we have in our kitchen that, by the way, we've had in our kitchen for 2 years and nobody's ever used it. And now all of a sudden, I find it as my go-to so I know what day it is. So every morning I wake up, the first thing I do, I go to the kitchen and I flip this calendar up and it lets me know what day it is. And I'm basically doing it for myself, but I kind of put on Instagram to help other people out and Snapchat. But I don't know what day it is, honestly, most of the days. But one thing I noticed this week, I think everyone's on social media longer than they usually spend. And I saw this guy, and the big news was this guy, a NASCAR driver named Kyle Larson. And he said the N-word as he was playing a virtual racing game against another NASCAR guy. So when I heard about it, I'm on Twitter, and I heard he was trending, and I didn't know who he was. So I went there, and I saw it said, oh, he said the N-word. And before I jumped to conclusions, I was like, let me go see what he really said. Does he hang around a lot of black guys? Was there black guys in the room and he got caught up in the emotion of it all and said it with the A as kind of a friendly, fun banner? But it was the oddest thing I've ever seen as far as the use of the N-word, because he's playing his virtual reality game against another NASCAR driver, and he goes, he's logging in, and he goes, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" And then he just has this long pause, and then he says the N-word. And he said it with the ER, and it didn't go with anything he was talking about. It was just like this long pause, and he just says it. Like it stands alone by itself. And he doesn't say anything else. And then you see the other driver, like his face just went blank. He was like, oh shit. And then he says... the mic's on, right? Like, people can hear you. And basically, he got all his sponsors dropped him. He got fired. And it's always so shocking to me when I hear white people say the N-word, like they don't know that is the one word in the English dictionary you cannot say. It is what it is. And it kills me when people try to break it down as to why they think it's okay. Well, I was raised around a lot of black people, or why do rappers say it in the songs and everything else. I'm just like, look, it is what it is. Stop trying to dissect it. That's just part of the deal. White people can't say the N-word. And it kills me when you try to discuss this topic on social media, especially. And you always got a white person chiming in going, well, this is America. I can say what I want to say. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't say it. Or what's the big deal now? We're so far past it. Or when you get homosexual people or transgender people with their derogatory words. Listen, it is what it is. It's never gonna change, no matter how you change it. It's just white people were not allowed to say the N-word. And if you're asking why, it's pretty much, okay, black people, they had to go through slavery. And I think out of that, they now have this word that they're allowed to say that white people aren't. And I'm just like, that's what it is. That's what it is. Black people have been through so much in this country that now there's a word that is a horrible word. Nobody should be using it. But black people have turned it into a term of endearment sometimes. Some black people don't like people saying it at all. Some black people don't mind it. Switch the ER to the A. It's basically none of our business. And let's stop trying to break it down, white people. We just can't say it. That's just bottom line. No matter, and I always say this because I always got some black people that'll come in my social media. They'll talk to me like, Gary, you're the one white person that can't say it. I go, no, I can't. Because if I have a show and there's 5,000, let's say there's 5,000 black people in the audience. 4,999 black people say it's okay for me to say it. If one black person says no, then that's it. Because that's the one person that's going to go to social media and film it, and it's going to be out there that I said the N-word. So it's just not worth it. So let's just leave it alone and stop trying to rationalize why it's okay for a white person to say it. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. And it was funny because every time I get on social media, I'm watching old stand-up clips of mine now. And I came across a special I did in 2011. It is called True Story. And in that special, the first joke I talked about was a rap lyric, Nate Dogg, where he said, "Lick my balls," was the rap lyric. And I was like, I remember how that joke came about because literally I was like, that's a great joke. That's a great lyric that when it came out, I don't think I had sex yet. So I was like, whoa, that's a hell of a lyric, lick my balls, because I didn't know girls were licking balls at that time. And I remember I was at the Miami Improv and the joke, I had my hour set ready and then the DJ played that joke, that song, and I saw the crowd react and I said, based off the top of my head, I just said, yo, what a rap lyric, lick my balls. And then the crowd was losing it. And the rest of the week at the Miami Improv, I worked on that bit. And it ended up being the first joke of my special. So, especially now that I'm over 40, I'm so out of touch with rap lyrics. But that, to me, is still one of the greatest rap lyrics ever written, was lick my balls. And, it's NFL draft week this week. And everybody knows I'm a diehard Cincinnati Bengals fan. And now that we have a new regime, we have a new head coach, I want to start all over with the Cincinnati Bengals. I want to be a part of your organization. I know we have a love-hate relationship, been very much like Ike and Tina Turner, where the Bengals are Ike and I'm Tina, and they kind of abuse me. And I just kind of take it. And I want to start this over. I don't want to come across angry or bitter, but the frustrating part with me and the Bengals is I had my publicist call a few years ago, and she said, Gary's in town, he'd like to come to a game. And the Bengals said no, and they sent an 8-page email to my publicist explaining why they couldn't leave me tickets. It was something about revenue sharing and something else, and I was just like, I get tickets all the time from other teams. This isn't a big deal. And the stadium had 8,000 empty seats at the game. And I was so taken, I guess I was just taken back because I had never just been told no. It usually was... some teams leave me tickets high up, some low down, but I've never been told no. And when I go to other arenas, I go to Seattle and I see how Joe McHale's taken care of and Chris Pratt and all the ex-players. And then I go to Kansas City and I see Paul Rudd and David Koechner and all these Kansas City fans in the entertainment business. You go to Atlanta, you see every black celebrity there is being taken care of. Go to Pittsburgh, they always take care of their hometown entertainers. And then you go to Philly and I see Michael Blackson on the sidelines and everything. And I'm just thinking, God, why does Cincinnati treat me like I am an abusive stepchild? So I just want to start this new regime off right. You guys know I'm going to support you. You know I always go on the NFL Network and ESPN and all these other outlets, and I pump you guys to no end. And I want this relationship to change, is what I want. With that, my guest this week is not a Cincinnati Bengals fan. He is a die-hard Chicago Bears, Chicago White Sox, Chicago Cubs. I'm not sure which baseball team he roots for, but Chicago Bulls. This guy, I follow him on social media, and he literally has every NBA jersey ever printed up. I mean, I'm talking, he's got J.R. Reed from the Hornets. He's got Big Country from the Vancouver Grizzlies. He's got jerseys I didn't know they made, honestly. But if you go to his social media page, he's got every athlete out there. I've never seen a guy with this many NBA jerseys in my life. He's got an Adam Morrison Charlotte jersey. I saw him wearing it one day. But it's so timely that I was able to get him on the podcast this week because he's such a diehard Chicago Bulls fan. And then The Last Dance premiered this week. And I want to really dive into what teams did he like better. Does he think it's the 91 through 93 Bulls teams? Is it the 96, 98 Bulls teams? And before I announce who he is, I mean, I used to have a room in Cincinnati. It was a funny bone on Tuesday nights. And going back to the Bengals and my frustration with them, Chad Johnson was my co-host. It was me. It was Two Funny Tuesdays with Chad Johnston, hosted by Gary Owen. And we always used to bring in up-and-coming comics. And back in 2005, 2006, this guy was an up-and-coming comic. And he came, and my room was notorious for people getting booed. If you didn't bring it, they would boo. They booed so many people, especially the locals. I almost felt bad for him. This guy came, and I have never seen anybody rip harder than this guy when he came on. And I was just like, whoa. Like, I'm usually in the dressing room, not paying attention. I had to come out because there was a rumble. I thought he was getting booed. No, he was destroying the room. So I was like, oh, snap, he's getting booed. I got to go save him. And then I just sat back there and saw him destroy the room for another 45 minutes. So this guy, I don't know if he realized where we met. I'm going to ask him because I remember where we met. But he's literally got 87 movies coming out next year. You saw him on the Carmichael Show. HBO special that he filmed at a high school. Well, I want to get into that, why he chose a high school to film his special at. But one of the hottest comedians in the business right now, Lil Rel. Did we go by Lil Rel or Lil Rel Howery now?
Whatever, man. Lil Rel Howery.
Lil Rel.
Actually, it goes on the credits differently all the time. So I don't know. I guess it's what everybody feel like doing.
Well, they do that to me. It's Gary Owen or it's Gary Owens. They had an S. I never understood that.
Is it Owens or is it Owen?
It's Owen. There's no S.
I didn't know that, bro. I see so many flyers with Owens on there.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, bro. I've seen marquees that said Gary Owens.
I've seen that too. And that really bothers, because they don't do it to nobody else. It doesn't. You don't see Lil Rels.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. They don't do that, but they'll say Lil Ray. And I'm talking about, it's been big award shows where instead of saying Lil Rel, I don't know why. And you probably the only white person I ever heard say Lil Rel with no problem.
Lil with the L-I-L, not little?
People, they say Lil Ray. I don't mind if you say little. Just don't mess up the last part. People say, literally, that's like they get nervous about the L being there and just go, Lil Ray. And I'm like, Ray? It ain't no Y right there.
You talking about to this day?
To this day. I'm telling, bro, I was getting an award at Comic Con. No, what's the movie one? CinemaCon. And Lord of behold, she called me Lil Ray. And I had to go up there and joke about it. And I'm like, damn, man, this is a big award. It's like a Rising Star Award, like Lil Rel Howery. I was like, Lil Ray. And I literally said, like, white people, why y'all can't say Lil Rel? And they was laughing, but I was dead serious. I was like, it happens more than you think. Gary, you probably the only white person I've ever met that has said it correctly from the jump.
From jump.
From the jump.
But it's, why did you go with that as your stage name in the beginning? I don't.
That was my nickname in high school, like in my neighborhood, Lil Rel. So,
Lil Rel. Is there a big Rel?
Yeah, my cut. So it was my basketball. So I played basketball in high school. And my freshman year, I ended up making it. I got like an Urkel story, like where like I had transferred from a private school back to the school in my neighborhood, which was frightening because you go from a private school back to the neighborhood school, like damn, I'm back at this shit, huh?
especially in Chicago,
right? So then I come back and being like I had my preppy shit on. Everybody's like, I remember the first day somebody was roasting me, and I even know they was talking about me. Because I went to a school where it was cool to be smart. Like, you got teased at the private school for being an idiot, right? If your grades are bad, look at this idiot right here, like, right? So I'm at the school, I'm dressed all nice for the first day because I wanted to impress the teachers and shit because that's what I was groomed and used to doing. And these dudes behind me was like, hey, man, it's a nerd in here. Look at that nerd with that little ass sweater. And I tapped somebody else like, hey, man, it's a nerd in here. They're like, nigga, they talking about
you. You was looking around like, who's the square?
Who's the square?
Hold on. As you're fixing your sweater, who's the square
like,
here?
What nerd is it? They're like, you. I'm like, damn, I'm a nerd. The whole time I didn't know I was a nerd until I went back to public school.
And what was the public school called?
It was Crane High School on the west side of Chicago. Richard
Crane High School. Now, talking about basketball, I saw you said you made your freshman team, right?
I made frost off. And so this thing about it, I was getting being called a nerd. Like all the girls would hang out with me because I was good at doing my homework, you know what I'm saying? But I was being called a nerd the whole time and all this other shit. And basketball tryouts came, I took these fucking glasses off. They don't know I was working on my game all summer with Big Rel, right? Rel played varsity. That's what, so we worked out every day, and I killed them. And then one of the seniors was like, yo, who's shorty right there, man? He balling these cats. They're like, yo, that's the Rel cousin. Oh, what's up, Lil Rel? I'm like, no, my name is Milton. No, nigga, it's Lil Rel. It's like, all right.
All right, I'm gonna stick with that.
Lewis Johnson gave me my name. Every time I see him now, he still bring it up. Like, you know, I'm the one that gave you the name. I'm like, I know, fam.
I was about to ask you that.
Yeah, captain of the
I was
varsity.
about to ask you.
Lewis Johnson gave me Lil Rel, and Lil Rel, it almost took a personality on its own. It's the craziest shit in the world. I became really popular right after tryouts because I hung out with nothing but the seniors after that. So like everybody like, yo, you know the seniors and shit. I'm like, yeah. Like, oh, what up, Lil Rel? Like, what up, fam? You know, so my freshman year of high school, I could have dropped out after that. Because it was so fucking lit.
It's crazy how he laid the foundation for kind of the rest of your life.
I became more popular than regular Rel.
Right. So, all right, let's talk about basketball in high school. Yeah. I saw you campaigning. I saw you practicing to get on that NBA celebrity game. Yeah. And then I'm watching it, right? So you know, we're comedians, so you're kind of watching the comedians and to see if they got game and stuff. Yeah. I said, oh God, Lil Rel, you came in trying to play defense.
First of all,
I think you slapped the floor. You slapped.
No. I tried. First of all, I played great defense at the beginning of the game. First of all, it was comedy scores first 2 possessions. People don't talk. I might have to figure. I got to get that video because the first few possessions I shut them down, but I didn't have no help defense. But let me tell you something, Gary. I talk hella shit. The NBA gave me and Hannibal a trainer to work with, so we was working with an NBA guy. I felt like so this is what happened. We get there, right? I'm serious in the locker room. I'm not talking to nobody on my fucking team. I'm just sitting in my locker. I really feel like I'm in the NBA. I put my shit on. I had the lady stretch me out and shit. Like, all this is happening. Get my ankles taped up. I'm really focused on this. We get out there. I get some shots up. I'm feeling good. Quavo say, hey, man, let's get this layup line started. Cool. 3 layups in, I feel a twinge in my knee. I pointed at my security guy. I'm like, hey, fam, could you go get my knee brace? Because I bought a bunch of random shit from the Sports Authority store that was like near the place. And I'm like, yo, get my knee brace because I think I'm about to tear my Achilles, right? I felt it, and I made a decision literally in the intro. I said, Rel, you got a movie to shoot after this. Is it really worth you hurting yourself to prove some shit to some people that really ain't gonna remember this game after this?
At all.
Is it really worth it? And I thought about that shit, and I was like, I'm not gonna play as hard as I thought. I thought I was gonna be like playing crazy hard, and just, man, Gary, I felt a twinge, and I thought Achilles right, because it was, you know, some people be like, it was people leaving comments on my page like, don't tell your Achilles, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? And as soon as I felt that twinge in my knee, I was like, oh shit, I'm about to tear. I'm gonna lay up away from my Achilles tear.
But it's funny you came to that realization because my opener plays pickup basketball every city we go to, and he be showing up battered up and bruised, and I pulled him aside one. I said, hey, man, just remember, your money is coming from the jokes, not from the pickup game at Lifetime Fitness in Schaumburg. You always got to keep that in mind. I stopped playing hard basketball probably 7-8 years ago for that reason. I said, this ain't worth getting hurt. I'm not dying for loose balls and going for that stuff.
You got to pick another sport, right? I mean, you know, you ride the Peloton like I do, which I enjoy. I enjoy riding my bike. I go to my boxing class. I'm not sparring with nobody. I just like getting it in with my trainer, and then, you know, when I take the full classes. So I think I'm gonna start playing golf. Like I'm done, dude. I'm never gonna hoop again. Like I'm okay with that. Like it took me a long time to come to that realization. And I'm gonna tell you this: when we was practicing, bruh, I personally looked good. I was like, the trainer was like, "Oh, Rel, you probably can get that 16." I'm like, "Bro, I'm gonna get 16 at 5." I should have never trained. I should have never did none of that stupid shit. Like I should have never practiced. I should have just saved everything for that last game and left it at that. That practice fucked me up.
Was it the day before the game, or you had weeks of practice?
We did weeks, and me and Hannibal would be doing full blown sweats. Like we would be like after practice, sore. I had to soak it to like it was. I'm like, why we do? Like after the game, Hannibal was like, "Hey man, we did all that training, man, and none of us scored."
What was your? I know you know your stat line. What was your stat line from the charity game? I mean, the All-Star game.
I had a hilarious fall and 1 assist. Now that assist,
I can tell.
I ain't gonna tell you that assist was a cross court LeBron type. I threw that shit across the court to Ronnie 2K. It was a beautiful play. One arm, one hand. Bow.
Yeah. I see those celebrity games though. I didn't realize how good Quavo was at basketball.
Yeah. We put too much pressure on him too. We act like he was really James Harden. He came into the locker room. Hey man, y'all really thought I was really gonna carry this, man? I smoke.
He said, "I smoke."
I was like, because I was hyping him up like, yo, we got like James Harden. I'm gonna be Russell Westbrook, brother. Because I saw him at the Jimmy Fallon show, and I was even more like, hey, bro, yo, you ready, fam? Because it's about to be what it is. I'm on your team. We about to get it, bro. And I remember him looking at me like, oh, all right. I didn't do it.
So
I didn't do a damn thing.
Did you? Did you know you was on the team, or was you really campaigning?
No. I really had to camp. So this is what happened. I really did campaign to Stephen A. Smith and talk some shit to him. The NBA did hit me up early and said, we're going to put you, because what happened was when I said that, everybody started hitting them up, like Terrence J and Chance and Hannibal, and all the celebrities I do all started calling my man. They was like, yo, you got to get Rel on the team. It's his lifelong dream, which all that is true. This is, after all of it was said and done, and like, I could just say this on some real shit. When I watched my intro to it, I did it teared up. This was like 3 weeks later when I decided to watch this shit again. I was like, oh shit, I made it to the fucking celebrity All-Star game. Damn.
About to get this 1 assist.
And it was in Chicago. And that was even more special too, honestly. So, these All-Star games go to these cities, every 30 years and shit? So that's kind of historic, man.
So it made you feel good getting hometown love?
Man, that shit was so much fun.
Yeah.
I had so much fun that weekend, man.
Must be nice. It must be nice, bro.
I heard you just
heard me.
Yeah, I just Cincinnati. Yeah.
Let me ask something, bro. And just so they know, because when I got this very love-hate relationship with the Cincinnati Bengals, because as you know, you're from Chicago. No matter what they do to you, for some reason you can't help but root for them. No matter how bad they are, that's still your team.
Right.
And when I say, it hurt me when the Bengals said no. It hurt. Like, what? I'm your only guy.
Gary, I buy my tickets to the Bulls game. The Bulls, I've been on every stadium I've been on. I've been on the Jumbotron and got love. Except the United Center.
Are you serious?
Yes. The New York Garden, every time I go, show me love. And that really made me mad. Like, not only do they show me love, they show a clip from one of my movies. And I get all the love. I'm like, fam, I could even really appreciate that, especially when I get in the Garden, because I'm like, why the fuck? I buy courtside seats to the games at the Bulls games. I'm talking to the players. People walk, like the people who work there walk. I'm like, man, why y'all showing this dude love? Right, this nigga, who the fuck is this guy?
Somebody from Jersey Shore.
Yeah, for real. The situation. Why the fuck is the situation? I'm from here.
You said the situation. I got awards where they call me Lil Ray. Call me Lil Ray, United Center. Call me Lil Ray. I'm cool with that.
You don't even get it. I literally started buying courtside seats so they had noticed that I was dead. I'm like, so what? Y'all still don't see
Well, at least it's not just me. Okay, at first I was like, okay, maybe it's not just me. But it's not necessarily the entire organization. It's just whoever your publicist or assistant's reaching out to, they might not.
It might be a random person that might not like you. You got to understand something. For whatever reason, because they take that shit serious. And I'm going to tell you this. I do talk hella shit about the Bulls on Twitter. And I tag them. I'm like, why the fuck is this dude still coaching? Why? I be talking. I went on First Take and talk hella shit. So I kind of get it. But I'm like, come on, fam. Because I love the team so much. I'm so into it. I just want to see y'all do better. Shit, man.
Yeah, you're passionate. Well, you're spoiled too. Because I don't know, were you in high school during those runs?
Well, the first run, I was in grammar school for the first 3. And then, for high school, I'm class of 98, so that last championship was my senior year of high school. That's why I remember it so well.
You had the best high school years then. The best.
It was so fucking. I never forget because at that time I was 18. Bulls just won a championship. It's 98, and it was a party outside like no other. Like the other years I was young, so my parents was like scared because they gonna be shooting, so stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? But 18, we was out there. It was girls. It was like Freaknik when the Bulls won. It was fucking pandemonium.
Oh, I mean, I know you're watching the Last Dance and stuff when it's airing, but
yeah.
I mean, do you side with what teams do you think was better, the 91 through 93 Bulls or the 96 through 98 Bulls?
That's a tough one. Because what's funny? I played in my 2K. I played the 91 Bulls team against that 72 and 10 team because I thought the 91 Bulls team was the best Bulls team in that first three. And those last three, I think the first championship he got when he came back is the best one. So
the 96?
Yeah, it's tough, man, because I believe that 91 team was deeper, in my opinion.
Really?
I think they would.
See, that's the one that you can rattle off the 96 through 98 roster. You can rattle off. You can kind of rattle off the 93 roster. The 91 roster. There's a lot of people on that team. You're like, I didn't know he was on that team.
Yeah, but they have some good. I mean, like, well, and I'm not thinking about the team. Maybe I take that back. I think that 92 team might have been the best team actually.
They beat Portland.
Yep. The one they beat Portland because Portland was tough.
Yeah, Portland was tough. I think the 91 through 93 Bulls. It was tough for them to get out of the East than the 96 through 98. 96, but that 97, 98, for sure the second best team was the Jazz.
No.
Them Jazz teams?
98 was tough, though, Gary. That's when we went against the Pacers, and the Pacers pushed the Bulls. If you watch that series, Michael Jordan looked like he is surprised we won. That's the only time I ever looked at him like, he was chewing the fuck out that gum at the last few seconds of that game. He was like, oh, shit, I think we won. Because that Pacers team pushed us that year.
That was the one team that not had the Bulls number, but it's the thing. I was a Ewing guy. I loved the Knicks back in those days because when I started watching college basketball, I really was. It was Georgetown, and that was the Ewing years. I was like 7, 8 years old when Ewing was at Georgetown. So it was like when he got to the Knicks, that was my team. I'm going with Ewing, but you never felt like the Knicks were going to beat the Bulls. You're always surprised when it happened. Mm-hmm. The Pacers, you was like, oh, that was the one team that wasn't intimidated by the Bulls at all.
That's because Reggie Miller wasn't scared. Reggie was ball. I think that's when he hit that big game winner. Like, that series was one of oh, God, that's why I can't wait to watch this Last Dance documentary because I know they're going to go into that series, and I can't wait to hear the psyche of that because the Bulls almost lost. It went 7 games. I remember watching it, and we used to watch the games all together. Me, my mom, my dad, and my brothers. And my mama was a huge Bulls fan. So she used to be, we was stressed the fuck out watching that shit. Because the Pacers looked like they might have beat them. Like, it was like, oh, shit. Like, I'm such a Bulls fan. I don't know if they did cheat for Jordan a little bit in that game. I don't fucking know. I don't even care to know, actually. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, some people they cheated for the Bulls. I'm like, I don't know that. I don't fuck what you talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
But Jordan, listen, every superstar gets the calls. That kills me. Because, I was a Jazz guy. I loved Karl Malone and Stockton and Hornacek. And, Brian Russell was a good friend of mine. I went to Game 6 when Jordan hit that shot in 98. Wow. Because Brian left me tickets. And I just never forget, I went to Brian's house hour after the game was over. He acted like nothing was wrong. I mean, he wasn't heartbroken. He was just like, yeah, he pushed me, but, it's Mike. That's basically what he said, and then we were eating dinner. He wasn't, crying or anything.
People got to understand, that was one of the most... I know people love to call it a push. Yes, he did. But I'm going to say this. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Ain't nobody... Brian Russell don't have no little thigh, right? He's not a...
Yeah.
He's not... It's not a little... I think he wanted to be pushed, to be fucking honest with you. So you just confirmed what I've always thought. When he'll be in calm after that shit, that man was nervous as fuck. He probably wanted... Because no way a man can push your thigh that goddamn... Because Mike was he ain't that fucking strong.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was. I think it was a combo. It was a little push, and it was a little acting on Brian's part. But I never will blame that as the reason they won. I was like, that's Mike. That's Mike. What you going to do?
That's one of the greatest offensive fouls of all time. Because to push somebody's thigh, I don't know if I've ever seen nobody else. And he crossed over, and it was enough to take the shot. It's fucking insane.
Well, I mean, a lot of people forget, Utah had the ball. There was time left. Stockton missed the last shot. It wasn't like that was a buzzer beater. I mean, Utah had like 6-7 seconds left.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a buzzer beater. So people as time goes on, people think that's a buzzer beater shot. I go, no, that wasn't the last second shot. You realize that. Utah had time to get the ball back. Because I watched that game, and the guy I was sitting next to was really pissing me off because he was a Bulls fan, and every time the Jazz led most of the game, and then they were up by 3 with like 45 seconds left. And then, Jordan stole the ball from Malone, which to me, that was more of a foul than the push-off.
First of all,
when he slapped Carl.
Was it a foul at all, right? Wasn't a foul at all.
Okay.
Very much clean. There's so many highlights of that bit. Karl Malone didn't want that shit, man. Like, he pulled it to Kevin Durant to me. Like, Kevin Durant did the same shit, I think, but it was the Oklahoma City against the Heat. Sometimes these motherfuckers be scared. They don't have a real grip on that ball and think the shit gonna be sweet and loosey-goosey. And a motherfucker D him up. Where they fucked up at was when they gave Michael that quick-ass layup. That quick-ass layup at that timeout.
Facts.
That's where it was. The boy watched that game. That's a huge part of it.
But let me tell you what pissed me off that whole game. I'm sitting next to a Bulls fan, and I brought him with me. So I got 2 tickets, and I brought my buddy with me. And the whole time I said, dude, a Jazz player left us tickets. Because every time Utah led most of that game. And then every time they go up by 4 or 5, he'd be like, that's it. It's over. That's it. I go, dude, it's Jordan. It's never over, bro. I go, and stop, because you don't mean it. I hate when people don't mean it, but they're just trying to say it. I go, that's it, man. Okay, game 7. I was just like, dude, shut up. It pissed me off at the end. I didn't want to take him to Brian's house. I was really pissed at that dude. Che. Sorry. Took me back to a dark place.
That's hilarious. You're right. It's so funny. As you talk about it, I'm literally remembering the moment of watching that shit. I forgot who house we was at. I was with my best friend, Gus. And we said, I think it was a house we shouldn't have been there. It's really, if I told my parents I was there, like, dude, I'm surprised I survived, whatever. Because they were smoking hella weed. It was motherfuckers in there with guns and shit. So it was fucking, I'm like, what the fuck? Nah, that's my cousin. We good. Like, what the fuck? We don't hang out and shit like this.
That's a normal Tuesday in Chicago. What are you talking about?
So the intensity, like everybody, it's only 2 times I felt like this. It's that Bulls championship, the 98 one, and when the Cubs won the World Series, where I felt the tension of everybody in the fucking room trying to figure out how the fuck we gonna pull this shit off.
Are you White Sox or Cubs, or does it matter?
I'm more of a Cubs fan, but the White Sox has been showing me love. Like, they let me throw out the first pitch and all that shit.
I saw that.
The Cubs ain't gave me that yet, so it's kind of weird. Like, Cubs, I love y'all, but why the fuck I can't?
Yeah.
Y'all done let Roy Wood Jr. come sing and throw out the pitch? I'm from this motherfucker.
You said Roy Wood Jr.
What else I gotta do? They gave Roy a jersey. Roy always wearing his Cubs shit. I'd be like,
I saw that.
Fuck that, man.
It does. It's frustrating, man, because you're like me, man. You ride for your city. I mean, you ride for Chicago. And I ride for Cincinnati. Let me tell you how hard I ride for Cincinnati. And everything. Bengals, Reds, when Cincinnati, UC Bearcats got in a fight with the Xavier Musketeers like 8 years ago, I rooted for both people in the fight. When the Cincinnati guy hit the Xavier guy, I said, damn, he stole on him. And I was like, but he took that punch, though. He took that punch. He ain't fall. I was rooting for both teams in the fight. That's how hard I ride for Cincinnati, man. But I can sense your frustration through the camera of how you want that hometown love. And it's frustrating when you get it from other cities. And you see how easy it is.
It's disgusting what I get. And it's even worse when you get it from the crosstown rivalry.
It's like...
So the White Sox take care of me. They bring my whole family out. I threw out the first pitch. When I was a grand marshal of the Bud Billiken Parade in Chicago, the White Sox had a float for me and my whole family. I'm like, come on, Cubs, for real.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. I cried when y'all won, motherfucker. I ain't never cried. I don't know what. I like legit was hugging some man I didn't know at a club in Chicago crying. Me and this girl. And it wasn't like, you do like a weird hug with like one arm. No. Me and this man was like we both missed our grandfathers. That's how we was like.
You both caught the corona that day, if it was out.
100% would have caught the corona that day. I think, because he was a little taller than me, too. I think at one point I had my head on this man's shoulder.
Yeah.
That's how happy I was.
And what about the Bears?
I love the Bears, man. But,
They take care of you?
Nah, which is crazy. Now, I say this.
Have you asked?
I've never really asked. That's interesting. I thought about that. I never really ask. But the players always supported, like, they used to all come out to the comedy shows and, like, over that time, like Devin Hester and all those guys. Oh, man, when I think about, like, Thomas Jones, like, who I'm still cool with now, Thomas Jones. But, yeah, they
He's an actor now, too. Thomas Jones he's an actor now, right?
He's an actor. It's so funny.
Yeah,
like, talking,
he's in a lot of shit.
He's so fucking focused as an actor. He's still in great shape. He probably can still play, to be fucking honest with you. The guy still looks great. But it's weird talking to him about shit, because I always ask him about that Super Bowl we lost to the fucking Colts. Because it was rumored, and it took me the balls to ask him shit, maybe like last year. It was rumored that man got on the team plane with all his uniforms still on.
Thomas Jones?
Thomas Jones. It's like he was so mad I forgot who the quarterback punk ass was at the time.
It was Rex.
Oh, Rex Grossman. I hate that motherfucker so much. I don't even want to know his name anymore. Rex Grossman punk ass. And they say he was so mad at him that he kept all his shit on. And I'm like, oh shit. And that was like in a newspaper. So
because you know what? Not that I know if he rode on the plane, but I remember watching like NFL films. They had all the players mic'd, and you saw Thomas get frustrated with Rex, but you could tell they were still in the game, so he was still trying to pump up Rex, like, "Hey man, we gonna need you," and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, I sense that frustration. Yeah. I never heard he rode back on the plane in his full uniform though.
But so I asked, I said, Thomas, okay, brother, just clear this up for me. I've told this story a million times. Because I thought you was really that angry, and I love that shit. I kind of bragged about it, like, well, Thomas Jones gonna knock this motherfucker out, but he had to keep his uniform on. So did you keep the uniform on the plane? He's like, nah, I didn't keep the full uniform on. But I think he said he still like had on his tights or something. He still had something on because he was so fucking mad.
I mean,
Rex Grossman cost us. It was a low-scoring fucking game.
It was raining.
Oh, God.
It was a monsoon.
The Bears don't invest into quarterbacks, man. I just want us to have a black quarterback one time just to see what happens. Let's get Cam Newton. Goddamn, man. Just please.
I was wondering that, too. You guys got Nick Foles, but I was like, I don't know about that one.
People try to act like they're excited about it. I truly won't. I wish we would have went after Cam Newton, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, what is it? Cam and Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Still out there. Couple brothers. I think Jameis is going to be all right.
Yeah.
He just got to cut on the turn, but I think he's going to be okay. I think somebody's going to get him and be like, oh, we didn't know he was, because he's got a cannon. He's got a cannon.
I don't know about Nick Foles. The Bears it's that love-hate relation. For the last 5 seasons, I keep telling how you tell yourself, look, I'm not watching another fucking game. I am done. And then I get up and I find myself sadly sitting there doing this shit, watching the fucking game. Knowing damn what the results is going to be.
You and me both. I got the NFL package. I'll be on my iPad watching the Bengals. And it doesn't matter what other game is on. They could be 2-10. I still watch them. I don't know what it is, man. They got my heart. I mean, but, just the hometown guys. You're Chicago, I'm Cincinnati. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, you can't fight it.
No, I can't.
Now, okay, outside of sports, obviously, I don't know. How many movies you got coming out this year before this happened?
Well, there's supposed to be a movie coming out this weekend. Bad Trip was supposed to come out. It's the prank movie I did with Eric Andre and the Jackass.
That looks so funny.
Fatherhood with Kevin Hart comes out so far October. And then
can I tell you a story?
Free Guy was supposed to come out July 3rd, and then they moved it to Christmas time. So
That's Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Can I tell you a fatherhood story you probably didn't know?
Go ahead.
I read that script and fell in love with it. I was like, whoa. And so I auditioned for the part you got. That you got? Yeah. And I was like, I texted Kevin, and I never texted him for a job. And I didn't text him to get the job. I just texted him to let him know I was auditioning to make sure it got in the right hands. And then I saw a screenshot of you, Kevin, and the other guy, the white dude, his best friend. And I was like, and you guys I think you're looking in a crib, it looked like.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, this makes perfect sense. Because Kev being a black lead, you know, you can't have two white guys as your best friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I remember when they called me.
Because the real guy's white. That's what
that wrote it. Yeah, that's his real story. It's a true story, right?
They was on set, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and when I saw the picture, I go, okay, that makes sense. Because once I said everything in, they said, oh, I think they're going to change the character to black. And I go, well, I'm out.
It's so crazy because I was shooting Free at the time when the offer came in, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to do it. I might have said no the first time. And then I asked for an absurd amount of money that I knew I didn't really deserve for this particular movie. And they gave it to me. I'm like, who the fuck quit? Because I'm like, y'all really bothering me about this shit. Because I was like, man, I did Free Guy. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to just chill the fuck out. And I didn't have time. Every time I tell myself that, like, all right, after this, I'm not doing shit else. And then I ended up picking up 2 more things. I ended up shooting 3 more movies after I did Fatherhood. And
what was the movie you was doing in Germany? I saw you flying to Germany.
Home is a movie I did with Kathy Bates. It's a dark comedy too. It's really more dramatic than anything, but it's really dope though.
It looked like you literally flew to Germany and came back the next day.
Yeah, I was there for like 2 days and came right back.
I was gonna say because you followed you on Instagram and your story, and listen, don't ever stop. I love seeing hotel rooms. I'm weird like that, and you always are quick to show your hotel rooms. And what I like about that,
I love hotel rooms.
It's crazy because you're the first person I talked to. You said you have staycations. Mm-hmm. Like you live in LA, but you will go and stay at a hotel on the other side of town.
Yep.
And staycation. I never heard that before. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And then I love seeing like hotel rooms, and I'll usually send messages like, what hotel is that? Because obviously you're not going to put it out there while you're there.
Right.
But I'm quick to message people like, what hotel is that? And so don't stop doing that. And also, to me, it says, okay, Rel still appreciates everything that's happening in his career. Not taking none of it for granted. When you show like, I'm happy to be in this hotel, it's just, to me, it's like an endearing factor to me. I was like, okay, Rel
I FaceTime my kids because they fascinated by it too. Like, that's a thing of ours. They're like, so let me see the room, Dad. I'm like, all right. Because it's just, you got to think about this. Like, when you on the road early in this shit, the hotel rooms are so bad.
I know we put you at a Holiday Inn in Cincy.
Oh, my God. And at the time, you don't even think about it being that. So once you see what the upgrade looks like, you're like, damn, this is what the fuck this shit was?
Yeah. But, that's part of as a stand-up, that's all, you wouldn't change that part of your career because that's all part of your journey. You're like, those are the best stories, the shitty hotels.
Oh, the best stories. There's only one time the hotel scared the fuck out of me. It was with, I forget, I was did a show with Flame Monroe. You know Flame?
Oh, yeah. And
it was like this, it's a flame, and it was like this, I don't know, it was like this crazy weird tour we saw. And
you took a pause like, how did I get myself into this?
But it was one of those hotels, what the fuck, I can't remember which hotel it was, but like it was a gang of transvestites there. It was like being in a movie. It was kind of crazy. They was really nice, but it was a crazy.
Yeah, because they were hitting on you.
Where the fuck is these hotels at? That's they was just really nice. Because I was a young kid. I had no facial hair and shit. It's like people be really protective of me back then, which is very interesting. It's like, hey, man, you better watch yourself over here. Like, you know what I mean? Better be careful, man. Go to that 7-Eleven. Like,
Rumors are starting about Lil Rel.
Thank you, Francine.
Yeah. It's Frank. Don't call me Francine, homie. It's Frank. Now,
be careful, though.
Do you remember the first time we met? Because I remember it.
Nah, I'm trying to think. Well, tell me. Remind me, because then I'll probably remember. Because I always go back to the club, because that was.
It was.
I'll never forget. I remember that club night. That was so fucking crazy, Cincinnati. That night. Yeah.
We'll get into that next. But I was doing riddles with D-Ray, and he took me to Chicago. I was in Chicago. He took me to a mall, and you were walking around the mall with somebody else, and I think he had you passing out flyers or something.
He had me passing out flyers. Oh,
and
shit.
you and another comic, young guy, and D-Ray's like, yeah, these are some of my young boys right here. I said, D-Ray.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I said, D-Ray, you're 27. Because me and D-Ray, I think, are about the same age. I was looking at him like, you're young boys. What are you talking about? We're still in our 20s.
Yeah, I was 21.
But you and him were just bopping around, passing out flyers, and I guess he was giving you stage time, right?
He was giving us stage time. I used to seat also. So I used to seat inside the club, and I would get $50 every Sunday. So
at Riddles?
At Riddles. I could perform in both shows, and he would give me $50 a seat. So a lot of comics gave me shit about that. Like, dude, why you doing that shit for D-Ray? And that shit lame as hell. You know, he didn't make all this money. But I'm like, but I get a chance to go up every week at the hottest spot, and I don't have to beg for stage time. So
yeah, Riddles was, I think that was the night we did 3 shows instead of 2. So you did a good job giving out the flyers at the mall.
Dude,
but
people was way too excited about you being there too. D-Ray is he's one of the best promoters, and I'm not even just for comedy, just promoters I've ever seen just promote. Like the Chicago promoters took his style of promoting, and that's how the motherfuckers throwing those parties and shit.
Yeah, it's I've never had a show with D-Ray that didn't have a crowd ever.
Yeah.
It's always you know there's going to be a crowd there. But I remember that night in particular because I think we added a 3rd show, and then I only did Riddles twice because D-Ray had Sunday nights there.
Yep.
And what part of Chicago was that in?
That was in the south suburbs, at Orland Park.
Orland Park, yeah. Yep. So I remember the first show we had a heckler, and then the second show a fight broke out in the audience, and all of a sudden, D-Ray pulls me aside and goes, hey, man, we got a line out here. We're going to add a 3rd show. Are you cool with that? And then, I'll pay you some extra money and da-da-da. And I was like this. I go, well, here's my issue, D-Ray. A fight broke out a heckler was at the first show. A fight breaks out the second show. Now everybody's really drunk. Only thing left is somebody getting shot. This is Chicago. And I'm looking at the people coming to the late show, and I was like, this is the roughest crowd yet. Yeah. But that's why when I started doing my Cincinnati room, I think that had to be 2005 or 6 that you came and did it. Yep. Was Chad there? Was Chad Johnson there?
Who was there?
The wide receiver we had for the Bengals.
Yeah, it was Chad. Chad was there. Damn, so that was the first time I met Chad. Chad was there. And what running back was?
Probably Rudy Johnson.
I think it was Rudy Johnson. It was a running back there too, actually.
Yeah, Rudy came every week too. But I remember you was on stage. And I brought you up, and that crowd, for some reason, it started to become a little ghetto. And they would boo. Not so much the headliners as much, but the openers, they would give it to them. It was like one bad joke. I was like, dude, this guy's kind of good. You're not giving him a shot. But I was in the green room, and I just heard the crowd like a rumble. And I was like, oh, shit. I go, I didn't see this happening. Like, in my brain, I was like, I didn't see Rel bombing. And then I walked out there, and you just had him.
Somebody went up before me, and whoever it was another comic that went up that night. It wasn't that great. And I'm like, shit. Because you could tell it was a ghetto-ass room.
Yeah,
but
thanks.
It reminded me of Chicago, though. But it reminded me, I mean, shit, you saw I'll do the 3rd show. Like, it reminded me of Chicago. So... Man, that night was that's one of my favorite. You know, sometimes you have a favorite after the show night in comedy. That Cincinnati was a lit. I walked around that motherfucker and had a great time.
Oh yeah, well, because we had after parties too. My Tuesday, I'm telling you, man, my Tuesday nights in Cincy. That 2005. Well, we started in 2004, but we went to 2007. But that 2006, when you was there. That's when Chad was on it. He was coming every week, giving out tickets to games, and So, the ball players come, then the hoes come.
Dude,
That's automatic.
It was some bad-ass females there that night. And that night, you couldn't tell me shit. Like, I had such a fucking great time. Like, I had so much fucking fun. And I remember bragging. That's the cool thing about comedy, too. Since you do a good road, you just come back and you just brag it to everybody else. Like, yo, that fucking Cincinnati room is off the chain. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember just watching how, like, I think that was a moment I realized how great of a freestyle comic you were, actually. I'm like, yo, that
when I was hosting?
hysterical, yeah.
Well, I mean, when you're hosting a show like that every week and you're getting a lot of the same people, you can't be doing your home run jokes.
Nope.
You just got to go off the audience, and it's a lot of back and forth. But, I knew you were funny, but that was the time I sat and watched, and I go, whoa, Rel's like really funny, especially when you get into some of your ghetto characters. Mm-hmm. But you're one of those guys that when we have shows together, I'm like, okay, I know Rel's going to crush. And you know how comedians are. When somebody's killing an audience, especially at theaters, you'll see the other comics on the side of the stage, and a lot of times we'll start dissecting the jokes. Like, I've kind of heard that premise, or that's a music bit. They ain't really laughing at him. They laughing at the music. They ain't really a funny joke. You know what I mean? I go, your shit. Nobody's gonna say it's hacky. They're like, okay. this shit right here. and even when we did that, what was that? Was that a TV One special? Remember, like 2012 in Vegas?
Yeah, we did the Soul Train comedy special.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go right after you. I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy just destroyed.
And that's the thing about it. I was like a wild card. Like, I wasn't even supposed to really be. Like, Royale paid me out his pocket for me to be on that show.
Oh, for real?
That's so funny. I think it was TV One or whoever it was at the time. And after that, because they was like, well, we don't have any money for Rel. You got to fly him out and pay for him on your own. And he did all that shit out of his pocket. And after that, they was kissing my ass and his ass. They begged me to tape so much shit after that. It was so fucking funny. But when I showed up, they like, well, here comes your wild card, motherfucker. You better be good. And it's like,
yeah.
And that's why I went so hard that now I did that for Royale, man, because he didn't have to do that, man. He paid out his pocket,
Yeah, that was a clean show. We had to be clean that show, remember?
Yep.
No cursing, and then don't talk about the audience for some reason.
Somebody went up there and went crazy. Was it George
Wilborn? George Wilborn went up. And no, you know what? I'm sorry. I went after George Wilborn. Because I remember, I was like, what? What does he do? I looked at like Royale and I go, so I still can't cuss. like George just started cussing, talking about the audience, and I go, so I can't. Okay, now I got to be clean.
But sir, I'm gonna tell you something, Gary. And because George is my big brother, but that was the only time it felt like he was shook. Because we all knew we weren't supposed to curse.
Yeah.
And usually when you do, if you know the history of comedy, and shit, I've done it before. If somebody been up before you and it's a clean show and they just destroy clean, and you're not sure, you're gonna go, you just go in your cursing bag. Like, man, something, fuck it. Fuck it. Like, if this shit, and they edited it so, after they showed maybe 2 minutes of him.
Yeah.
When it came on TV. It was like,
but that's, the older you get in this business, I mean, especially at a TV taping like that, sometimes you got to think in the back of your head, like, it's not going to play like that live. Like, they can add and subtract and everything. But, I think all comics were somewhat competitive. You want to leave your mark on the stage when you leave there. Mm-hmm. So I understood. But I remember looking at Royale just like, yo, so now I got to go up and I still got to be clean, huh? Okay. That happened to me at Florida A&M. I did Florida A&M, and it was a clean show, and somebody went up before me, and not only were they cussing, they were talking about nutting on girls' faces and shit. I was like, wow. So now I got to be clean. Okay. I just stayed with it, but it is what it is. Now, that's
so interesting. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Why did you your HBO special? Why did you pick the high school?
So when we were scouting places and we was trying to figure out, I was going back and forth about shooting in Chicago or shooting in LA or just maybe even another city. And But I was on a tight schedule because once again I was shooting Free Guy, and I had to like, man, I had to like have perfect like days shooting that movie so I could shoot my special to get those days off to shoot it be able to leave and do it. And Gerard approached me like, "Hey, Rel, look, this is going," because Gerard Carmichael directed it. He said, "Rel, this is a crazy idea. Hear me out first," because he know me. I'm like this with restaurants. Gerard always have to like say shit like that to me first. Rel, I know this is too fancy and it's not what you like, but I'm telling you, they got a pot roast here that's great. It's that type of shit. Because he know what I like, but if it's something too like, man, it's too fancy. I don't like this place. But anyway, he was like, "Bruh, yo, I saw a gymnasium. They've shot a lot of movies here before already. And I'm gonna shut up. Just go see it. If you don't like it, fine, but just go check it out." So I'm like, all right. As soon as I walk in the gym and I see that huge fucking window, and I'm like, yo, so we're gonna shoot this during the day and then the sun is gonna set while I'm on stage? Can we do that? And they don't fuck the lighting up? He's like, yeah. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm in. And then it wasn't even just that, too, because I remember telling him I wanted to find a place that reminded me of all those spots I did when I first started doing comedy. Like these Mason halls and shit gymnasiums and all this shit
It was Crenshaw High School, right?
Yep. No, it was Dorsey High School.
I'm sorry, Dorsey High School.
But in the Crenshaw district. It was such a, because, the original title of the special was Live from Dorsey. The high school and the school board told us I couldn't use the name because I was in there cursing and shit.
Yeah.
Which I thought was weird, but why y'all let me shoot it here? Motherfucker, like, it just don't make fucking sense. But you took the money.
Exactly. Not to change the subject, I'm gonna finish the story, but that happened to me with my son's soccer team needed a sponsor. So I paid $250 to sponsor the team, and I put my website on the jerseys, and they said, no, we went to his website. There's some clips up there where he's cussing. But they kept my money. And then the kids put like just Gary Owen on there, not my website. But anyway, sorry about that. So I get when they take the money and then they switch it up.
That's bullshit. But that's such corn. They could have told us that up front. That may have changed everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we shoot it there, and I couldn't say Dorsey, but we was in the Crenshaw district, and I just like the way, like, I could have said a couple of things. I could have said like Baldwin Hills and whatever, but I wanted to go with Crenshaw because I needed the special the people understood I shot it in front of a lot of black people. I think if I just named it something else, like nobody, because other people around the country think Crenshaw is a city. Until you move here, you're like, oh, it's, people tell you, Crenshaw ain't no city, it's a street. I'm like, well, you motherfuckers put this shit in these movies, and I always made it seem like Crenshaw is a fucking city, right?
Well, so many people be like, I'm from Crenshaw. Oh, you from Crenshaw? We don't know Crenshaw Street.
Exactly. That's so, so I did it there, and it was one of the most electric, greatest moments I ever had in comedy. I had so much fucking fun. I didn't get a chance to go through the set, but I didn't feel like I really needed to, and that was tough because HBO was like very hesitant about that because they usually get it, they want you to send the set in early. Mm-hmm. And I was like, look, man, I'm shooting this movie. I don't know what I'm going to do for real. I've been doing this shit long enough where I promise you I'll be able to deliver the shit. I know it legally I can't say. I know how to do it. I know how to change names. Dude, I've been doing this too long. I promise you I got you.
Right.
And, because they trust Gerard, and I was able to, Gerard was able to convince them even more. They let me do it, but it was so funny watching how relieved they were after the show. Like, oh God, you were amazing. What the fuck you holding your chest for, motherfucker? Oh yeah, you were. Whew.
And okay, this is what I don't think you've ever been asked about the special though. What made you decide to wear a sweatsuit? Because normally comics be trying to get suited and booted for their specials, unless you're. Even Chappelle's got his own little Chappelle gear on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just wanted to be, once again, I took it back to, like how I tour and travel. Like I wear a jacket. And that's the thing about it. And I told somebody this. I didn't, I sometimes on some real shit, especially if you're just a touring comic, you put all your stakes into that special to make sure that's your road shit. That's what it is. Man, I've been shooting all these fucking movies, and I keep getting TV series and all this other shit. I kind of didn't feel no pressure. I kind of did this the way I want. Like, I kind of did this for myself, to be fucking honest with you. Like, if nobody ever watched it but me, it'd be like, all right, well, it's all good. Shit, I like what I did. So I did it. I was just in a crazy comfortable place where, like, the intention was just to have, a really fun show. And this thing about it, too, Netflix offered me more money than HBO, way more. But I've always wanted HBO special since I first started. We'll roast other comics for going too long about, he doing this HBO special. An HBO special really meant something, so.
Especially like our age group.
Yeah.
Our demographics. I mean, that was like the holy grail was HBO specials.
Dude, like, when I tell you, I was going on the app the other day, and to see my special, and then right under there you see Martin's special, I'm just like, yo, that's what I fucking did. This shit is, this is timeless, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a fucking HBO special. Shit, all right. You did that, brother?
It was kind of, I guess you took the approach of, when Kevin Hart originally took the Oscar job before they did all that stuff. But I was like, well, it doesn't really need it. Kevin obviously doesn't need to host the Oscars, but it's kind of like when Jordan played on the Olympic team. He doesn't need a gold medal to validate his career. Yeah. That's just something he wanted to have. So this,
he already had a gold medal
from '84. You're right. But it's like that thing. Like you were looking at it like, dude, I'm kind of good either way. So I'm just gonna do this because I've always wanted it.
Yeah.
And that's good. You didn't put that much pressure on yourself because from what you just told me, you were already like, I'm fine with or without this special.
I was like, I really want to do this just because I've always dreamed of that shit. Like, I've always dreamed of the little fuzzily thing coming on before I do something and all this other shit.
HBO.
Yeah.
How did you and Gerard meet?
How did we meet Gerard? Well, the first time we met was I think it was at the Laugh Factory, maybe, or the Comedy Store, one of the clubs. And he walked up to me like, little nappy head ass, skinny dude with a fucking dusty looking ass hoodie. And was like, hey man, I'm a big fan, dude. You're so funny. And I'm like, who the fuck is you? Right? Oh, sorry, I'm a comedian. I'm Gerard Carmichael. I'm like, all right, man, nice to meet you, bro. All right, well, we all comics, nigga, so what the fuck you doing all that for? Like, it was just like what it was. And then I saw him again, and he came up again, and I'm like, what you must be a real comedy fan, huh? And we just started talking comedy. And from that point on, we became cool. We saw each other more and more. We ended up having the same group of friends, like the Lucas brothers, the Jermaine Fowler, and all those guys. And when we was doing Friends of the People in New York, Gerard came to New York, and I just probably right when he got his NBC deal, we just hung out for like 2 days straight, and like he became basically my brother, my little brother after that. I'm like, yo, we family now, shit. You might. I'll never forget, we was walking down Times Square. That's when the Tupac play was happening, and I was really excited about it because I thought it was going to really be about Tupac. I didn't know it was going to be about his fucking lyrics. So it was just people on stage doing his lyrics, not like nobody acted out as Tupac. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I didn't even know that.
I remember being, like, Gerard bringing it up all the time because like, he was like, you was so excited about it. I'm like, yeah, oh shit, a Tupac play. And then you go see it, like, wait a minute, they just read fucking lyrics on stage? What the fuck is this? But yeah, we became tight after that. And like when he got his deal, for Carmichael's show, and I remember when he first got it, I was more excited for him than he was. I'm like, dude, you got a fucking deal with NBC? He's like, yeah, man, but I still got to do it. I got to write it. And I don't know.
He wrote it?
Yeah, Gerard wrote everything. Like
I didn't know that.
He was hands-on. He's one of the most hands-on people I've ever met. Like, I think that's why Jay-Z loved that nigga so much, because Gerard is just this very, very smart, very hard-working, just unique guy who, like, I think by the time all this shit is said and done, people going to look at him like they look at Norman Lear.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a talent in itself, man. Because I tell you, I got ADHD. I can look at a script and punch up and make them funny. As comedians do. We'd be like, oh, I can make that funny or ad-lib that. Yeah. But to sit down by yourself, you can collaborate with people and just write something, a script. People don't realize how hard that is, man.
It's very hard to do. That's why, I do suggest, for me, I like to have a writing partner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
we could do that shit together and we hash that shit out. But it is a true commitment. I mean, even now, like, since we've been on this, I think I've pumped out like 3 scripts. So
like movie scripts or sitcom scripts?
A cartoon, a movie, and a series I'm about to start. I'm about to do another. I'm coming back to TV. So
you going network? You going cable? Are you allowed to say
network again? But it's such a big idea. It's an hour long this time. Single cam. It's I can't say nothing yet because literally they just sent the offer yesterday, like the real offer, and we kind of negotiate everything. But yeah, this is, and I wasn't sure about, I was gonna pace myself coming back to TV. Like I was gonna come back with a cartoon, which is cool, but I was like, and I'll keep doing these movies. But this idea came, and I'm just like, yo, fuck that, I'm in. And they bring me in as a writer and executive producer of it too. So now we're just writing this shit.
The thing about TV nowadays, when you talk about network TV, is like, and I said this a while back about the Carmichael show in particular. I go, it's weird that you and Tiffany were on that for years before obviously you got Get Out and before she got Girls Trip, which a lot of people
it's literally at the same time. Like we got it. We got booked those things while we were shooting season 2
of the Carmichael show.
Yep.
But it's crazy because if the Carmichael show comes out in the 90s, I mean, you guys are household names off the Carmichael show.
Yep.
But we're in a different age of entertainment and attention span and networks, and there's so many networks now. I mean, as successful as the Carmichael show,
I believe the biggest thing more than this is why Blackish still does well on ABC. This is why they still win awards. This is why I don't know what the ratings are, but like they're supported. The network gotta support you because they're like that. If they support the superstore like that, like I've seen networks support certain shows. If you don't have them supporting that shit, and especially being a African American led show, I think we all should figure out. I think some of us should approach these networks at the same time with our shows. Because that's another thing, too. Who you come on before, who comes on after you, who they pair you with, all this other shit. So if it's not a show there to pair you with for real, or who they think you go with. Like even when I did the Rel show, I mean, they had me on Sundays with the fucking Simpsons. I was the only real person on the animation domination fucking lineup. And that's crazy, actually. And I think, oh, God, there's so many factors that play into that shit, man.
So many.
That shit crazy, man. It's going to be interesting seeing... Because entertainment is so important. I think that's one of the jobs that's going to end up being essential at a certain point.
How do you feel about the comedy clubs reopening?
Well, I mean, I guess I ain't... but that's what I was talking about with the special. I'm like, well, I ain't really thought about it. I think they're going to be able to do it because they're small. Like the smaller clubs, not the ones that's like the big, like a 500 to the... Like if you got like a 250.
I think what I think is going to happen, even the 500 series, I think they're going to have to enforce the social distancing, and comedy clubs might only be able to have 150 people in it to keep everybody spaced out.
The seating arrangement is going to be a lot different, which I think I think it'll work though. It's scary. I don't know what to think about that. I think, everybody's nervous until we get a vaccine for real, but like, man, this is the weirdest. We're a part of history, first of all. This is some historically crazy
That's a fact.
shit. This is going to be in school books and...
Yeah. When the country shut down.
Like, God damn, the coronavirus was... Whoa, shit. So many fucking divorces after that shit.
I was talking to Lil Duval about it, and he goes, yeah, a lot of these rappers got their upfront money thinking they was touring this summer. They went and bought cars and chains, and now they're like, I don't know, man. I never thought I'd see this in my lifetime. Just the entire country shut down.
It didn't have to be like this, but shit, we know who we got. So
I've maxed out as far as shows. I'm watching shows I never watched they're old shows now.
That's what I'm saying. I think entertainment is so important. Because right now, that's what they're doing too. You know, even with like the animation stuff that's turned up, because you don't need a lot to do animation. You go do that voiceover shit. You only need 3 people in the studio. You don't need nobody with the so people are buying up these fucking cartoons, and then like I'm actually gonna start hosting a game show too. I think that's gonna be a little where they're gonna work that out where you might not need a full blown or a big audience for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Once this is over, or you're trying to get it going?
No,
dirty?
I just made the deal for this. I think we're gonna announce it maybe next week that I'm doing it. But it's at the same time, bro. I don't know how I'm gonna pull this shit off. Because everything's gonna be combined together. So I think what I think they're gonna do is, especially with the cartoons, and then it's a sketch series I'm doing with Queeby.
You're gonna be like Dion.
Dude.
You have to go from the NFL to baseball.
Dude,
the same day.
That is what that shit is, and I'm gonna fucking document that. I should. That's funny you say that. Maybe I should do a mockumentary about me doing all this shit. But do it like do everything like Deion Sanders did that one fucking day.
When he was in the World Series.
Did you see the 30 for 30 for that? That shit was so good.
Yeah.
Man, that was good.
And it was so funny, like the hatred and jealousy coming from the announcers, like Tim McCarver.
That was some hating ass shit.
I was just I said, why don't they just call it what it is? It was just hating. That's all it was. I mean, you get mad at guys because they don't put in the work. He puts in all the work to be in baseball and football, and he's flashy about it. And you're mad at that?
They mad because he can do it. He was athletic enough to fucking do it.
Right. That's all it was. And race played a part. People were lying to themselves. They said it didn't.
Oh, man. And Deion was, like you said, he was a flashy. He didn't give a fuck. But he was, like, Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson, to me, are 2 of the most underrated athletes of all time. Well, we don't hear people talk. Bo Jackson was a motherfucker, too.
How he's not in the Hall of Fame? Screw the stats. I'm talking about NFL. I'm like this. Come on now. Next to Jim Brown, Walter Payton. Ask anybody who played against him. Top 5 running back of all time.
He was fucking unstoppable.
Oh, you know who knocked him out was the Bengals. So sorry about that. They made the tackle.
I'm still a bit like the greatest running back of all. Who you think is the greatest running back of all time?
It's hard because I wasn't old enough to see Jim Brown.
Right.
Jim Brown's all just old videos of him. And in my lifetime, I would say Walter Payton's probably the best, but the funnest to watch was Barry Sanders.
I think Barry Sanders is the greatest running back of all time. I really do. It's unfortunate. And he didn't even have to retire. I wish he would have just went to a championship team and got a Super Bowl and just fuck motherfucker. He never had a real line. He never had a real that motherfucker was so good. Like the way he moved. I'm a huge Barry Sanders fan.
Yeah, I am too. I just Walter was similar to Barry for most of his career, and then at the tail end, he finally got that '86 Bears team behind him. But if you look at them, they both were on terrible teams for a majority of their career.
Yeah.
But
Walter was they was 2 different running backs. Barry had the footwork and the speed. Peyton was fat, but Peyton was a bouncy motherfucker. Like you couldn't just hit Walter Payton. Walter Payton would bounce off 6, 7 defenders and just keep going. Like Barry Sanders was just unnatural the way he ran, man. To this day, I ain't never seen no shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, to watch him, he was just so fun to watch because you didn't know what was going to happen. Emmett was cool, but Emmett was more like it was just up the middle, to the right, to the left.
Emmitt Smith and Terrell Davis, in my personal opinion, are 2 of the most overrated running backs of all time.
Even Terrell Davis?
Yep.
Oh, so I disagree with you on that one.
It was that line, man. That fucking offense. Like, it was that line. They had great offensive lines, man.
I disagree because the Broncos couldn't get over the hump until they got Terrell Davis.
I mean, look.
To me.
Yeah, but he wasn't. Yeah, I'm sorry. Those my 2.
Yeah. I'm like this. Hold on. The interview just gets dark. Well, fuck you then, man. Come on my fucking show and disagree.
That's how I feel about Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady's overrated.
Oh God! I saw you on First Take talking about that shit. I was like,
ooh, I can't wait till he fucked that team up. And
he ain't gonna fuck the Bucks up,
dude. Tom Brady is not fucking good to me.
Oh God!
God, so fucking overrated. He's so fucking. He's trash to me.
See, you're in denial. You're in denial right now.
I'm not in denial. It's that fucking system, man. It is. Bill Belichick is who I respect.
No doubt, it was a marriage made in heaven. It was Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. It was Grant Hill and his wife. It's like it was just a perfect storm coming together. You know, because I think with quarterbacks, it's just, I mean, knowing some NFL quarterbacks like I do, I mean, they're just that position. You got to know everything going on. Whatever the defense does, you got to line your receivers up, and you got to you're calling the plays at the line and everything. So I just think Brady's just so smart, and he gets it, and he's not nervous back in the pocket. I disagree with you on that one. I disagree.
Overrated.
Okay, we go see. We go see.
He's gonna be so bad over there. It's gonna be fucking. I would say this. You know something? No, I got a friend in Boston. I may have to make a bet with somebody because. I will be crazily surprised if this motherfucker's. I feel like he's gonna be trash.
You think Brady's gonna be trash in Tampa?
I think he'll be trash, man.
Oh,
he's
okay.
Not that
So
type of quarterback.
if he isn't, let's say Tampa goes to the playoffs this year, are you changing your mind?
It ain't gonna have shit to do with Tom Brady.
Oh God, damn, Rel. You're giving yourself an out. You're giving yourself an out.
It's gonna be a fucking good defense and some smart schemes, but they gonna be because Brady's arm is fucking dominating.
Okay, so let's say it's 10 years, 10, 15 years ago. The Bears get Tom Brady. Are you saying, fuck, just overrated quarterback, just got to the Bears?
He would have did terrible in Chicago. I would have been so fucking pissed.
Ask Thomas Jones. Ask Thomas Jones and that Super Bowl, if Brady's on the Bears and it's the Bears versus the Colts. Ask him if he'd been wearing his uniform.
If I was quarterback of that fucking team,
plane.
Rex Grossman is fucking terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's no disagreement there. We agreed on that one. I was quiet. I let you vent on Rex. I didn't say nothing. But Tom Brady on that Bears team, ask Thomas Jones, you think you're wearing your uniform on the plane?
Bruh, okay, that's a different question. Because I think anybody's better than Rex Grossman.
I think if Tom Brady's on the Bears, you're on this podcast right now with a Brady jersey on. From the Bears. I think you're telling me how you was hugging some stranger at the Marriott downtown Chicago after the Bears beat the Colts. That's what I think you be doing right now.
Tom Brady, come on.
You might have been wearing the Brady jersey on your special, your HBO special. You probably been wearing the Brady Bears jersey on your HBO special.
Brady's so fucking. Even when I think about his highlights, none of that shit is impressive to me.
He's been good everywhere he's went. Even before the Patriots, he got it at Michigan. They did nothing but win. He wasn't flashy. They brought in Drew Henson and they dipped. They lost a couple games that they should have won. Then Brady comes back in and they win again. In high school, he won. He's won everywhere he's went, and people have always said, not so much in the NFL after he won a couple Super Bowls, but when he first got in the NFL. I mean, before that, it was the same story. He just kept winning, kept proving doubters wrong. I'm just going to disagree with you on that one.
Overrated.
All right. I want to end this on a happy note.
That makes me happy. You don't understand how happy I am about talking shit about Tom Brady. That makes me fucking happy. I love how upset people get about it. Especially when I'm talking to somebody from Boston. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I know you will, motherfucker. But guess what? He's in Tampa Bay now.
I'm just thinking if he was on the Bengals, I'd be like, oh my God, we don't lose to the Steelers that year. Oh. And we passed on him.
I don't know what curse the Bengals got, man.
Oh, it's the front office. We got our ownership they messed a lot of things up in the past. I mean, not trading down when they picked Achilles Smith, and that the Saints were offering him everything to get Ricky Williams. I was like, oh, what are we doing? So it is what it is. But you forget, I mean, you could say Belichick, but before Brady got to the Patriots, they were not the greatest organization either.
Yeah, but he was just tweaking that system, man.
You talking about Belichick?
Yeah.
I'm not arguing. Belichick's the greatest head coach of all time. There's not even a close second to me.
Brady's a fucking robot, man. He's a Manchurian candidate.
Okay. This is now we've got what we've gotten into now is who's better, LeBron or Jordan? Because no matter what I say to you, no matter what you say to me, we're not going to change our mind.
No.
It's not going to change our mind.
Yeah.
No. Nobody's ever changed their mind in the history of the Jordan. I've never seen two people argue over Jordan and LeBron, and in the middle of the argument go, you know what, you're right. You're right. Jordan's better.
But I'm going to say this. I do believe, and this is Michael Jordan said this a long time ago, and people call him the greatest. I do believe it is set up in errors, man. I don't know if we can call one person the greatest of all time. As much as I believe Mike, if we had to pick somebody, I would pick Mike. But I do think it's different eras, and because when we talk about these conversations, people bring up LeBron, bring up Kobe, but we do forget that Magic Johnson was a 6'9" fucking point guard.
Facts.
And he played this when Kareem got hurt. That motherfucker played center. He literally took on Kareem's moves and played like that a whole game. So it's just very even Bird. Like, what are we like? Dr. J shit. I don't know if we could just be picking one person. I think it's fucking insane. I mean, Shaq, towards the end of his career was what it was, but he was the most dominant motherfucker that ever played.
Oof. The way he moved. Oh, his first 10 years in the league? I was like, what is that?
It is nobody his size. If you look at all these other centers that was just big motherfuckers that couldn't last longer than 2 or 3 years, Shaq dominated for a long fucking time. For his size. To come down on all that weight every fucking night?
Yeah. And the way he moved, it was so fluid. Usually the big men, they're a little awkward when they're lumbering up and down the court. Shaq just ran up and down like a forward.
Dude, Shaq was Shaq. Like, the way I look at Zion Williamson is how I look at Shaq. Like, they have this, like, they just these big athletic motherfuckers that you don't expect to have that type of bounce or that type of quickness or first step. Man, Shaq
Zion,
was a beast.
And Zion, the verdict's still out. He's still so young. I mean, he's not done growing.
No.
I mean, you see guys from 19, then you see him at 26. It's a different person. He's already thick like a 30-year-old man.
And he's been like that since high school. I've been following Zion since his freshman year in high school.
Really? You heard about him that early?
Yeah. That's what I love about the internet. I was like, because I be watching all these fucking, I still do this now. I watch a lot of high school kids fucking videos, like from different places all over the country. Mm-hmm. I'm like, who the fuck is this big motherfucker? How old is he? And he was 14 at the time. I'm like, I followed him on Instagram. I've been following him on Instagram since he been in high school.
Wow. I'll tell you an interesting story. You know Jackson Hayes, who's Zion's teammate on New Orleans?
Yeah.
From Texas? So he grew up with my kids. Like, from kindergarten on, he's gone to high school with my son and daughter. Wow. And he wasn't good. His junior year of high school, he averaged 1 point a game. He barely played. So check this out. His dad was in the NFL. His mom played at Drake in Iowa, where she averaged like 40 points a game, but this was before the WNBA. She took Drake to the Sweet 16. And the summer between Jackson's senior year of high school, he never played AAU ball. His mom was like, nope, he played other sports. If they're good enough, they'll find him. She finally lets him play AAU. Goes in this big tournament where Zion's there. So nobody knows who Jackson is. So he went from like 6'5" to 6'10" between March, the end of his junior year, and that summer. He grew 5 inches.
Wow.
He blocks, he goes down. When he got to the tournament, he had like one D1 offer. It was like Middle Tennessee State, some small school. He blocks one of Zion's shots from behind, like pins it. And everybody's there. Coach K, Roy Williams, every coach is there. So he blocks one shot, and everyone's like, what the fuck? What was that? That was kind of athletic. And then later on, he blocks another shot. When he left there, all of a sudden, he's one of the top 50 recruits. in the country off one AAU game.
That happened. That was almost the same similar story to Tracy McGrady, with the Adidas ABC camp. Nobody knew who the fuck Tracy McGrady was, and he balled the fuck out.
And left there with all the offers? Well, he went straight to pros, didn't he?
Yeah. But they didn't know who the fuck he was.
Yeah. I know nobody knew who Jackson was, and I was like, no, because here's what's funny. So everybody's talking about him when school starts up, football season. He doesn't play football senior year because they want him to concentrate on basketball now. And I'm like, Jackson, I mean, I know he's tall and he's cool, but all these schools want him? So I go to like his third game as senior of high school, and he's not really doing much the first quarter. And I'm sitting next to his mom and dad. And I'm looking at my buddy going, I don't really see it right now. Then he stole the ball, came down from 1 foot inside the free throw line, did like a windmill dunk. And I went, oh shit, there it is. Okay, that's a D1 athlete. Oh, now I get it. It was, yeah. I was like, I looked at his dad, I go, when the fuck that happened?
Yeah, he is so athletic, man. Like when I was in New Orleans shooting the Deepwater movie, I went to like 5 Pelican games.
Oh, he's out of his mind right now.
He's so fucking athletic, dude.
Yeah. And everybody thinks it's from his dad. It's his mom was the basketball player. Wow. Even though his dad spent 12 years in the NFL, his mom was the hooper. And the whole family's coming. His little sister's going to Cincinnati next year to hoop, and he's got 2 little brothers. I bet you they end up being football players. They're DNA.
Family.
Yeah, genetics is not nothing to fuck with. If you got it, you got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, man. I don't want to hold you up too much longer, man, but I appreciate you coming on the podcast and reached out. And I'm generally, you're one of the good guys in the business. So you're one of those guys that everything you get, I'm happy you get. I did feel some kind of way about fatherhood, but that's fine. I'm just kidding.
But let me tell you something. But we got to circle back, though. Once this shit start picking up again, especially the sports, let me know, man.
Oh, yeah, yeah. We're going to talk shit when Brady's back in the playoffs. And you can eat your words.
I just don't believe it, man.
All right. We're going to make this one of the thumbnails. Brady's overrated. Really? Okay. All right, man. Well, look, man, where can they watch your HBO special right now? It's on HBO On Demand?
It's still on HBO On Demand, the HBO Go app, Live in Crenshaw. You can still watch Relevant. I think you can just get it on Amazon Prime also and Stars. And I think I'm going to record a comedy album soon. Before I do my next special, I'm going to go old school. Because I feel like even with this podcast, I just feel like people just listening to shit again. So yeah, I'm gonna do a comedy album, man. And it's so, if you're so interested with us having this social distance shit, it might make sense to just do a room full of like 10, 15 people.
Yeah.
And record a stand-up album.
Exactly. All 6 feet apart. Like, see them 6 feet apart. Hold on. Do it, and they got mask on. You know how hard it is to get you motherfuckers to laugh with these masks on? You got the gloves clapping.
That's what I'm telling you. That might be the move now, shit, for real.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. Stay safe out there, and I'll just see you whenever this shit's over.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on, Rel.